Happy Wednesday. It is Wednesday. It is Wednesday. It is TGIW. It is time for, thank God it is Wednesday, for a new comic book day spectacular. It was a pretty good week. It was a pretty chunky week. Got some that I didn't get. Got some fun stuff. Stuff off the shelf. Stuff from pre-orders. Stuff I just pulled off the shelf that looked cool. Some replacement books. Some small keys. It was just altogether it was a fruitful Wednesday. So let's take a look. We have Spider-Woman, number 4. I've been enjoying this series quite a bit. Mega Man Fully Charged, number 2. I really enjoyed that first issue. I love Mega Man. Had to add it to the poll. Had to do it. This might be the first thing that I read. That first issue of Maestro was so good, and I am excited to get more of it. So I think this might be book number 1. This might be book number 2. Juggernaut. I love me some Juggernaut. I'll tell you where my love for Juggernaut came from. Back in, I don't know, I'm not going to say the day. Everyone has a different the day. For some people, back in the day was, 10 years ago. For me, back in my day, the X-Men action figures that came out in early 90s, I think it was. I want to say early 90s. There weren't many of them for the first run, and there were only 3 villains, if I remember correctly. There was Magneto, there was Apocalypse, and there was Juggernaut. And for some reason, I just wanted Juggernaut, so I thought Juggernaut was so cool, and I got that figure. And this was back when all those figures, they had like a special gimmick, right? So Magneto had magnets on his hands and came with little pieces of plastic that had magnet in them, so like he was doing metal. Apocalypse could grow, but because that's like arm would just extend a little bit, his leg would extend a little bit, so you get bigger. Juggernaut had a little lever thing on his back where he'd go like, pow, 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 pow. And I thought it was so cool. Ever since then, I love Juggernaut. Juggernaut is the reason, or whose fault it is, that I got all of the M2 books. He started me on that journey because I found a full run of J2 in like dollar comics. J2, I'm not familiar with, in the M2 universe, is Juggernaut's son. I read it and I loved it. I'm like, you know what? I love this M2 thing. So that started me on the spiral of getting all the M2 stuff, which includes a full run of Spider-Girl. So, Juggernaut, it's all your fault. So I'm excited to read that. Fantastic Four Antithesis. I don't remember a whole lot about the first issue. I remember generally it was good. I think I had a nitpick about how Johnny Storm was written. He seemed to be too cool and talked in a way that was kind of dumb. But the story itself was fine. Doctor Doom 7. It's been a long time since we had a Doctor Doom book, but man, Doctor Doom should always have a book. He's just one of those villains where, and not all villains can do this, can carry a title, but Doctor Doom can carry a title for sure. New number 1, Immortal She-Hulk. So, I haven't been reading. I think she's been in Avengers, so I'm not real sure what her deal is. I know she was in Empire, and she was savaged out. So I haven't really been following She-Hulk for a while. So I think this is a dumbed down She-Hulk. But that's cool. I'm excited to read about it. And I know She-Hulk's really hot right now. She just got the actress that's going to play her on the Disney Plus show just got announced. So it's not surprising that she has her own book coming out now. It's obviously it's all part of the plan. Aquaman 63. So it looks like we're still dealing with some Orm here, starting to show his actual true colors. And this has been fun because Orm, Ocean Master, you can tell that he thinks he's kind of in the right. He thinks he's being good. He genuinely thinks he's being good, but he's totally not. Daredevil 22. Daredevil continues to be fantastic. Love Zdarsky. Love that Chip. Shazam 15. Oh, I don't know where this is going to go. As you can tell, Billy is dealing with some stuff. The last issue, things did not go well for Billy. So he had found his father, or his father had found him, and it was great. He's like, oh, I've been looking for you, I miss you, I love you. He gave him some powers of Shazam, only to find out that it was Mr. Mind controlling him the whole time. Got Mr. Mind kicked out, and his dad's back to like, what's going on? Oh, what's going on? Who are you? My son? Oh, I don't care about you. It's like, oof. The feels. Spider-Man number 4. I'm going to be honest, it's been so long since this book came out, I forgot that it was a thing. This J.J. Abrams Spider-Man, which had been good, if I remember correctly, but man, it's going to be tough to get back in. I don't remember what happened. It's been so long. Spider-Man Noir number 4. Cool. Justice League Dark and DC Mystic Universe. Love it. Venom 28. Apparently this is a big one. So hopefully the issue you got is in good shape, and maybe you were able to pick up a couple extras, I suppose, if that is your thing. I caught wind of it ahead of time, and there's a good reveal there. And this I picked up off the shelf just because it looked cool. The Unkindness of Ravens. So it's I think it's about like daughters of witches, and they start doing witchy things. I read the solicit and it looked cool. I have a replacement book here. So I have Blue Beetle number 1. I already have this. I've read through this entire series, as some of you may know. But my number 1 is not in the great shape. It was a good reader copy, which is what I predominantly wanted it for, so I could read it. And I came across, this is a really sharp copy of it. So I picked that up. I thought it would be good to have a better copy of that. And it's not like an expensive book. Spider-Man 1, the gold edition. I have the regular edition and I have the silver edition. I didn't have the gold. So I found this and like, I might as well get the gold. It looks good. It's in great shape. I don't know about, maybe with a press, it'd be worth grading, but it'd probably be low to mid 9s. So, I don't know. And then some more fun stuff. So surprisingly, I did not have a New Mutants number 1. And this isn't the first appearance of New Mutants, but I think it's a pretty iconic cover. So to not have this in my collection, it seemed weird. So the one of the comic shops I went to had a really decent looking copy. So I was able to pick that up. But it's at least near mint. So I was happy with that. Also did not have New Mutants 99. So this is the first appearance of Shatterstar, Warpath, and someone else, I think. It's the second to last issue, which I didn't have. And that's a cheap book. Like this is in great shape, but it's a cheap book. Like they had a good stack of them that I could pick the best one out of. And another good one to have right now, New Mutants 14. So this is the first Ileana as Magic. I have the first Ileana because that's Giant Size X-Men 1, but this is the first Ileana as Magic, which I did not have. And so this was it's a high, mid-grade, low, high-grade copy. It's low-high grade. I'll say it's low-high grade. At least it can be in low-high grade if I gave it some love. I'm probably not going to get graded. I don't know. It's probably fine how it is for my collection, and good enough shape. But it was a pretty good pickup. So had some fun stuff from some shops on top of the normal week stuff. All right. So for this week, I will read that. Aside from the replacement and the key issues, I'll read the new stuff, and then I'm gonna do the same as last week and do 3 issues of What If. So 24, 25, and 26. So this is What If Spider-Man had rescued Gwen Stacy. That's probably gonna be cool. What if Thor and the Avengers battled the gods? Good luck with that. What if Captain America had been elected president? That's probably going to be cool. I'm most excited, obviously, for the 24. If he's, Spider-Man saved Gwen Stacy. But I think this might be cool, the Captain America as president. And then I will do I need to get caught up on some of my Spider-Man minis. So I'm going to do Spider-Man Clone Saga. From what I understand, this is really just it's not new information. Well, I mean, new at the time. It's just a retelling of the more modern retelling of the Clone Saga. So if you didn't read the Clone Saga, here it is in a modern retelling just to get caught up so you know what happened. And I have not read the Clone Saga, so this will be, if that's what this will be a good little history lesson. So that'll be good. All right, last week's hits. It was great stuff. This Stillwater, I bought this off the shelf. It looked pretty cool. It was really good. It's some guy gets a notice that someone has passed away in his family and then returned back to this small little town that no one around there seems to think of or to know about, and he is instantly met with hostility. We don't like outsiders here, and it becomes sort of apparent why. And I don't know, twist ending, I guess. But it was really good. I suggest looking into it. Marvel Snapshots X-Men. I love these snapshots. I wasn't sure how much I'd like the X-Men one because I'm just not a big X-Men fan. This really isn't anything to do with X-Men. It's focused on Cyclops, but it isn't even really about Cyclops. It's mostly about it's from Cyclops' point of view when he is not yet a mutant, and how the idea of superheroes get introduced to the world. Right, so he's there when the Fantastic Four become a thing, when Spider-Man becomes a thing, and he's like, I'm just a regular guy. And how he kind of fits into that. And it sort of ends with, he's a big fan of Fantastic Four and Reed Richards in particular, and it kind of ends with when he gets his powers, and then it cuts to the future and saying, hey, Reed, there's something you said to me, or you said in a speech that I heard when I was just a normal human, and it means a lot to me, and I don't know, it was good. I love these snapshots. Amazing Spider-Man, The Sins of Norman Osborn. It was a nice little interlude into Sins Rising. I think it probably should have been just a regular issue of Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man, because it seems like it leaves off where the last issue of Amazing Spider-Man ended, where all of these, the rest of the Spider crew are kind of hashing out, what do we do? But that was kind of left off from the last issue of Amazing Spider-Man, and then it picks up with Peter meeting Norman Osborn, and I don't want to give away the ending too much, but it was really good. It does seem like it is a crucial part of the Sins Rising storyline, so it probably should have just been a regular issue. But so if you didn't get it and you're reading Sins Rising, try to get a copy of this because it is important to the story. Iron Man 1 was good. I was a bit confused because at the end of Iron Man 2020, he seemed to be like, no, I am the Iron Man of the future. Here's my super virtual armor, and I'm going to be this super high-tech thing. I'm kind of an artificial intelligence already. I lived in a digital world thing. So that's where I thought this was going, but it took a complete 180, and he's going back to, no, this is my suit in a briefcase. It's just a freaking suit. I am going as low-tech as possible. He has kind of sworn off tech as much as he can, which is weird. Because, he fought on the side of the AI, but he's not anti-AI, but he's kind of anti-tech. But they are tech, so how do you? It's weird. Like, it was good. It just was not what I expected. So it's going to be interesting to see how he sort of makes his balance between, like, he runs a tech company and he hates tech now. It's weird. Spider-Man: Revenge of the Green Goblin. I read this mini. This kind of like the Sins of Norman Osborn. I feel like this miniseries is a direct tie-in to what was happening in Spider-Man at the time, and it would have been better read with those issues. It seems to be something that's going on with Green Goblin, but from Norman Osborn's point of view. So I don't know. It was good. It was interesting. It just I felt like I was getting half a story, or the general context was missing because I'm not reading this along with the main book that was coming out at the time. But it was still good. And the what ifs. These are always so good. Even the ones that I don't think are going to be good are good. What if the Invisible Girl of the Fantastic Four married the Submariner? So this is a sequel, a follow-up to What If number 1, where Spider-Man sort of takes Sue's place, and Sue just kind of follows up with Namor. It turns out that Sue was very important to the team. Mr. Fantastic, Reed, holds a grudge against Spider-Man because he's kind of the reason that Sue left, but not, well, he thinks Spider-Man's the reason that Sue left, but really Reed is the reason, but he projects that on Spider-Man. Spider-Man is still kind of a loner, so isn't really good with the teamwork. Ben is just tired of the crap that's going on between Reed and Peter. Johnny's kind of on Reed's side and say, oh, Spider-Man, you're the reason that my sister left. So the team like falls apart and Reed kind of goes nuts. And then he's also blaming Namor and tries to start a war with Atlantis. Like, he falsifies he goes off the deep end. He falsifies video that makes Namor look like he was making a threat when he wasn't. Whereas Namor in this is actually like, I just want peace between us. Like, he has this perspective of a human now because he's with and marries Sue, that like he just wants everyone to live in peace. He's super cool. Reed is the one that's trying to invade because of wanting to get Sue back, and he's convinced that Namor is that Sue isn't with Namor of her own free will. Like, it's weird, but it was really good. Great story. What if Doctor Doom had become a hero? So the instigating moment here is in normal Marvel history. It's saying that the accident that scarred Doctor Doom and kind of made him go mad. Reed had pointed out, "Hey, buddy, there's a problem here. There's a problem with your calculations," and Doom is like, "Infernal Richards, no, I cannot be wrong," and there was, and it blew up and whatever. In this one, he's like, oh, Reed's actually kind of, maybe I should double check. And he double checks and he finds Reed was right. So he fixes it and it doesn't explode. Goes down a happier path-ish until it doesn't. I mean, it was really good. But he ends up going back to Latveria to be a benevolent ruler, to actually save them and not be like a dictator, but to be an actual, like, the people love him and all that, but it's good. It's one of those what ifs. Most what ifs end up bad. Most, not all, but most end up bad. This was one that was looking like, oh, this is going to end up really good. It doesn't. And what if the Hulk had become a barbarian? This has nothing to do with the story that's in here. I don't know why it's called this. He doesn't become a barbarian. It has to do more with his wife. I can't remember her name. That was from a microverse that died, and she doesn't die. He ends up going back to the microverse with her, and they become rulers and whatever. But he doesn't become a barbarian. It's bizarre. I don't know why It's like this. But more importantly, which I didn't know, in this issue, this Hulk story only takes up about half the book. There are 2 backup stories, and the last backup story is the first appearance of Spider-Man. That's right. A little what if Aunt May got bit by the radioactive spider and Peter didn't, and that is Spider-Man. So I think this copy I have of this is a reader copy. I think I want to get a better copy of it to put in the key issue collection, because who doesn't love some Spider-Man? You know, the whole Spider-Verse thing, and it's great, and all those characters are awesome. I would like to have first appearances for them. I think I have first appearances for all of them, most of them. I have to double check. There's so many, but I definitely want Spider-Man, and it's in this. I had no idea. I was flipping through it, and I got to the last story. I'm like, wait a second, that's Spider-Man. I thought Spider-Man was a new creation for like Spider-Verse and all that, but apparently not. Okie dokie. That's it. No other little treats or anything like that. I did get those replacement copies and some fun key issues, so that kind of depleted me as far as funds go for today. But that was it. So let me know what you got. Let me know how you're doing. Also, there are still a number of my mystery boxes available. So if you want to go to my Instagram page or Facebook page, or email me or direct message me in some way, I do have some of those available. So hit me up if you have any questions or are interested. And I think they're good. I've had 2 people open them so far, and they seemed like they were satisfied with them. So I would like to get more of them out, because I think they're fun. So let me know on that. And let's see. As always, don't forget to make yours Titan. This video was brought to you by Titan Comic Pressing. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Titan Comic Pressing LLC.